And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hi, welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Melody, and this is my dad, and we're going to review Augustus.
Augustus is one of the 3 games that was nominated for the largest game award in the world, the Spiel des Jahres. From Hurricane Games, Augustus is a game where you are trying to conquer different provinces and get senators, or the way I call it, Augustus is gamer bingo. Because that's what it is. I'll show you, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. Here you can see kind of a layout of how the tables starts out, and there's really a lot going on, but, well, it looks like there's a lot going on, but really, each person has 3 objectives that are in front of them. These objectives are territories that they're trying to capture, or senators that you're trying to get underneath your control. So you have 3 of them in front of you. You also have 7 legions, and one person is going to be the town crier first, and that person is going to pull a token from a bag. So they pull it from a bag, and they say, shield. And everybody can take one of their legions and put it on a shield of their choice. And then they pull out another one, chariot. All right, this is looking good here. And then we pull out the next one, swords. Okay, now there is more of some of the things in the bag than there is of others. Here we have a legion symbol. That gives me a better chance to finish that one there. And swords again. Now you'll notice that I'm running low on legions, and that's the way it's going to have to work. Another swords. I don't have a sword, so I don't get to put anything out there. Another chariot. I don't have a chariot, so I can't do that one either. Another swords. Well, everyone else is putting stuff out, but I'm not getting to. A shield. Well, that's also no good. Swords. What is this? This is the worst game ever. Okay, now when this one is pulled, the person who pulls it can pick what they want. So in my case, I would say here, catapult, so that I can finish this card by putting something on the catapult. Once that happens, all the tiles that have been pulled are put back in the bag, and it's given to the next player. And they keep going until they pull that chip, and then they can say anything they want. Now, at any point during the game, if someone finishes a card like I just did, we take all the legions off, and I stick it to the side where it will score me points at the end of the game. This one happens to score me 3 points for every one of these legion symbols I have on the card. And the most I can get is 15. This one here gives me 5 points and also makes everybody else take all their legions off one of their cards. This one here gives me 10 points, and for the rest of the game, I can use a legion symbol as a sword symbol when they're pulled from the bag, or vice versa. Once you complete your thing, then you can go to the middle, and you can take one of the 5 that's in the middle and put that in front of you and try to complete that one. And here you can choose what kind of objective you want to do. Do you want to do short ones that get you fewer points but finish quicker? Do you want to take ones like this one here, which gives you 2 extra legions so that you have 9 to work with? Or this one here, that when you finish it, you can take 2 of your legions and put them on catapults and other ones. This one here, that makes everyone else remove 1. This one here, that when you finish it, automatically completes another objective. And there's really quite a few different objectives and senators that are in the game. Some of the objectives have resources on them. None of the resources matter except for gold and wheat. When you complete one that has gold and or wheat, you will take the accompanying point card and keep it until someone has more gold or more wheat than you. Incidentally, these resources are only some of the resources. This is one of the most blatant expansionism things I've ever seen in a game. They say the other ones are just window dressing. They are not window dressing. They're setting that up for an expansion, but whatever. But there's all sorts of different cards that will show up in the middle. You can also, when you complete a certain number of territories that are the same color, like for example, if I complete 3 pink territories or 1 of each color, or 3 of the green ones, I take the this bonus tile, which is worth points, or 3 senators. This one is all 3 colors and a senator. Also, when you complete 3 tiles exactly, I can take this chip, which is worth 4 points. However, I can only take one of these bonus chips, so I have to decide whether I'll take one early to take the points, or wait till I have 6 tiles where I can take this 10-point one. Once one player has 7 tiles, the game is over, and then players count their points, and the most points wins. When you're placing these, if you run out of legions, you can take a legion from one of your spots and move it to another spot on your card. That's a legal move to make, and you just keep going. You'll complete these, sticking objectives in a completed pile and getting new ones. Once someone's completed 7, the game ends, like I said. Most points, winner.
Feel like bingo.
Yeah, it really did. It was like bingo. Swords, shields, swords, bingo. No, not bingo, but you would say, I finished my card. And then you do this stuff in your card. I finished my card. When multiple people finish their cards at the same time, there's a number to see who does theirs first. But
it's helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful. And I actually like the game. But it's really not a complicated game at all. I mean, not even a little complicated. Anybody can play this game. You just pull a tile and say, shield, dagger, and people mark them off. And I was entertained by it, getting the different cards, trying to pick the tile, but essentially that's what it is. I don't know, there's not much more I can say about it. What about you?
It was a lot of fun to play. The same thing happened over and over again. Like, I would draw one, and then, it's a random, next person. Then the same thing happens.
Yeah, but did you like it?
It was an okay game.
See, I think I actually liked it more than Melody, because I kind of just had a big kick out of trying to complete the cards. To me, this is the best game of the nominees for the Spiel des Jahres. I think it's components are fantastic quality. You're putting this stuff on the game, but there's not a lot there beyond that. You're just grabbing stuff from a bag, calling it out, people placing it down, then seeing what special abilities. And your choices are essentially, where do you put the guy, which is usually pretty obvious, and then once you complete one, which new one will you pick, which isn't as obvious because you got a lot of choices to pick from, and then which rewards tile will you take. I don't know. Maybe with the expansions, this one will kind of jump up. I think it's a very good, solid, low complexity, gateway style game. Fun. But for me, I'm looking for something more from games these days. I don't think this one, like Ticket to Ride, is a gateway game, but can be really taken to great strategic lengths if you wanted to. I'm not seeing Augustus ever reaching that level. So, what's your final opinion of the game?
That it was a fun game that I would play again over and over again because of how easy it was and how fast that it can go. But also it's kind of like medium.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with her there, except I would only play this one when people haven't played games before. I'd say, I got a game here, let's play Augustus, and teach that to them and play that a few times, and then move on to something different, because I would get bored of it after a while, although I think that it's a neat for what it is. So, that review was kind of all over the place, but if you're looking for a very solid family-level entry game, Augustus is one of the best ones we played this year in that category.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Hey, Tom, we got to shut that door.